The Ring Fanatics Podcast, episode number 76. I am Nick, your host. With me, as always, my co-host. To my right or left, Joel Tower Jr. How you
Yo,
been, man? How's
chilling,
everything?
bro. Chilling. How you been doing?
Doing well, doing well.
It's
No,
been a
you had a
little
busy
bit since.
weekend.
Oh,
You had a
yes,
busy
I did.
weekend. You did.
Yes, I did. A good old double or nothing.
Oh yeah,
Good old double or nothing. What a event! We gotta hit Vegas, bro.
yeah,
We gotta hit
definitely,
Vegas. This time I hit it with
definitely.
the fam. I gotta hit Vegas again.
Yeah, definitely. Let me know. I'm 100% down to do that.
Yeah, we got.
Whether it's wrestling or not, I'm
Yeah,
I'm
we gotta
100%
hit
down.
that.
Yeah,
We gotta hit that.
for sure, for sure. I wish we can do a whole episode of AEW, but Hell in a Cell is coming up this Sunday. We haven't done prediction episodes in so long. Feel like it's been a while since we did one of that, but it's Sunday, and you said it before we started recording. It's not really like a big pay
Let
per
me
view.
let me break the news to everyone. The way Nick is about to go down this card, I couldn't tell you a fucking match that's gonna happen. I'm gonna be real honest with you.
The same thing here. I saw the card and I was like, "This is it. This is what's happening." I'm like,
I didn't even know it was coming up this week, and I thought it was in the
I
middle of
I found
June.
out. I literally found out this past Monday. I was like, "It's this week." I thought it was like a few weeks out. I'm like, "Shit,"
Yeah.
but
The
it's this
only
weekend.
the only clip I saw from this week, real honest, was the Seth Rollins clip. That's
Yeah,
it. And I saw what
yeah,
35 seconds of it, just when he mentioned that little. You know exactly what part I'm talking about.
yeah,
That's the only
yeah.
clip I saw.
Like the AEW shot when it
Oh,
was like
of
you and your
course.
friends try to take me down. That's all I saw too,
Yeah.
pretty much. Um, yeah,
Cody. Did
that's
they do a
just
clock trend this week?
I don't know, honestly. I didn't watch it
Oh,
either.
okay.
I wasn't even
Okay.
watching it at all. But
Cool. Yeah,
I
there
don't
was
think
a
they I
lot
don't
of
think
other
they
stuff
did. I
happening.
don't think they did because I would have seen it if they did. But I don't think
Yeah,
they did anything
I
for
don't
the
think
Cody
that.
content.
I don't think it was nothing crazy either. Like I said, the page that I follow that usually posts highlights, posted that one clip. So I guess there was nothing really.
The only other news I saw from that was that Curtis Axel was on the screen. Like apparently he came out because he's a producer now, so
What?
he helped. Like yeah, Curtis Axel,
He's a
the
producer?
backstage role. I can't
No,
really.
yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean. Like
yeah,
what?
he works backstage. Like he works backstage now, so he
Okay.
helped out. Like he was holding the back kind of thing. You know, like all the producers run out and just like
Yeah, and
you see like
yeah,
Shane Helms, like Jamie Noble, like those guys.
yeah.
The same people every time there's like a brawl. But that's all I saw. I really know nothing else besides that.
Gotcha.
But I do have the card pull up. We can go down list by list. Let's just call it a Raw pay per view. There's no SmackDown matches. What the fuck? I just realized that they're all Raw matches. Um,
Well, I guess I
I
don't know.
guess yeah. I don't know what the reason for that is, but there's been feud on SmackDown and one SmackDown match, but Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens. That's a match on Hell in a Cell. Not gonna lie, I'll be honest with you. I fuck with this feud heavily. I really enjoy this feud. Like one of
It's
my favorite things
entertaining.
that going on Raw.
Yeah,
It's
it's
one
entertaining. It's an entertaining feud.
Kevin
Like
Owens
with the
versus Elias' brother. I wish Elias can return, because I like his brother being paired up. I saw something on social media where it was like, it would be so cool if they brought back like Damian Sandow to play Elias.
that would be dope.
Like, because he is technically like right after he left, got into acting, so it makes
Yeah.
sense to like he can act as Elias.
I would love for them to bring out a random person and just say this is Elias. You must have
Look
forgot
like
what
yeah,
Elias looked like. You know what I mean? Like something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
You must have forgot what he looked like and then
He's here.
Photoshop him into like matches that he had. I think that would be dope as hell because it would be like, what? You know what I mean? Like one of those moments.
Yeah, it's like they actually have someone come out, like someone like I said, someone looks like him. It's like, oh, this is Elias. You don't remember what he looks like?
Exactly.
And he's like, it's been so long since we've seen him, so this is him for real. And then it'd be so funny. This is one of my favorite things actually going on in the company right now. Like out of everything, literally NXT, for SmackDown, like I watched that. But you know what I mean? It's
NXT
super
2.0.
entertaining. I mean, it's
No,
super
yeah,
entertaining.
no, yeah, it's definitely, and of course, as always, Kevin Owens always putting on a great show. Like the weeks that they did the lie detector test and all that other
Yeah,
stuff, and still leading up to like your lie is trying to everybody else not noticing but him. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he, acting like he's the crazy one.
yeah. And it's cool because like we get to see like finally see this comedic side of Kevin Owens that I think a lot of people wouldn't like
Yeah,
necessarily because of everyone wants him to be in the title picture, everyone wants to be in like the top guy, which I agree with, but it's just this is different, like him
yeah,
and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's been like him thinking he's in the bloodline, and I feel
yeah.
like this all gonna
I've
like
been
tie
seeing
in.
that.
Yeah, and then like I feel it's all gonna tie in. Like they did have a segment, I believe, last Friday. Um, and then from there it was like I think that's tying in. They're definitely tying in together, and eventually, hopefully, they can
What do you think it
team
leads
up,
up to?
like them
Teaming up?
teaming up. Yeah, because like I said, Sami Zayn thinks he's in the bloodline. Kevin Owens thinks Ezekiel is Elias. They're both kind of acting kind of crazy right now.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn with the whole conspiracy theory. This is all going to lead them to them teaming up again and get like maybe a hopefully a great babyface tag team run.
Who
Maybe they take
knows?
down the Usos. Maybe this leads to them facing the Usos for the tag titles.
Yeah.
And then
The Usos.
the Usos. I mean,
The
they're not even on the
Usos.
card. They're not even on this card either. Roman's not even on this
Have
card.
you talked since they've uh unified the belts? I don't think
Don't
so, right?
think so. What are your thoughts on that?
Um
Let's get into that.
I don't know. I'm still getting used to it. What was your first thoughts?
Like, I mean, I think I'm used to it by now. It's just I hope they don't like make it permanent with this whole, making it into just one belt type
Yeah.
thing. That's what I don't want. Not because I don't want the brand split the thing to happen. Like I really don't, care about that.
Do you care about the brand split?
I don't mind. Like I don't care if they do like a brand split or not. I really don't. I would prefer a brand split.
I'd rather a
Maybe
brand split.
yeah, because I know what's gonna happen. I'm not
You're gonna see the
like
same
know
10
what's gonna happen,
guys
but
on Monday or Friday.
yep,
That's
yep.
exactly what's
That's what
gonna
I was gonna
happen.
say. Like because that's what yeah, this is exactly what's gonna happen. Then people are gonna be like, oh, why did they bring back the brand split? Then we're gonna see the brand split again. People are gonna complain, and it's like
I'm gonna tell you
I
one thing.
rather
When they first brought the brand split back, I was against it because I didn't know how it was gonna work. And I was like, this is just them gonna get all the stars to Raw, which is what they tried to do.
yeah,
Do you remember that 2016?
yeah,
And then SmackDown was moved to Tuesdays Live,
and
and
then yeah.
SmackDown just fucking killed it.
Then it's just when they moved to Fox, when they kind of try to make it even, with star
Oh
power.
yeah, laid it down. Yeah, laid it
Yeah,
down. But I'm like 2016 when they tried shit on SmackDown and they
yeah,
gave them like all. We'll be honest. Let's be honest here. Everybody that was on SmackDown in 2016 was like the WWE reject.
what do you mean?
You know what I mean? There wasn't any big stars on SmackDown during the first brand split. You know
It
what I
was
mean?
yeah,
And
I feel like it was just the people to get more shine type of show. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's
and
the land of opportunity. That's what Shane called it. And then all of a sudden, like a lot of people got their shine then.
they shitted on Raw every week.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
talk about it. They
yeah,
shitted on Raw, whether it was fucking Heath and Rhino winning the first SmackDown tag chance, which made no sense but worked.
yeah,
AJ Styles killing it. That was when Nakamura came up. SmackDown was fucking killing it, and then they saw that and switched it all up the second year, and then it went to shit. Ever since then, the brand split hasn't been like it works because you get to see different superstars on each episode,
yeah.
but I feel like no one has really used it to their advantage, and everybody always moves every draft. There's no like Mr. Raw or Mr. Smith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whoever's on Raw right now in a couple months is gonna be traded to SmackDown.
And it's this is why I don't like the draft thing. It was just a
They make it too
superstar.
predictable.
Yeah, because most of it, I think last year most of it stayed the same. There was very little change
Yeah.
besides like, them calling stars up from NXT, which is kind of different. But it was like if you're gonna keep most of the stars, just and then with the superstar shakeup thing, you're pretty much swapping brands, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's like, what? I don't get it. You know what I mean?
Do you remember when they tried to do that rule after WrestleMania 35 where like every episode um 2 or 3 people would be allowed from the other brand? Do you remember that?
Yes,
I
yes.
forgot what it was called.
The wild card, the wild
Wild
card.
card
Yeah,
rule. Yes, the
yeah, the
wild
wild card.
card. Yes. I remember they started that like right after WrestleMania 35, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was around that time. Yeah,
And it was just like it was weird. It
yeah.
was weird. They kept it up for a little bit and then it just disappeared. They've tried a lot of stuff
To try to
with
get
the
both.
brand, with the brand split. They've tried different stuff. Not everything has worked. I don't think they should get rid of it though, because like I said, it keeps different people on each brand. You don't, except now you see Roman and the Usos every Raw on SmackDown.
Because they're both champions of
Yeah,
both shows.
which they put themselves in a low corner because now you're just gonna have like a team come out of nowhere and just say, I don't want both belts. I just want one of your belts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
weird. That's a weird concept. It's
yeah,
like if somebody comes and fight Roman, um, why wouldn't he put both belts on the line?
yeah. Unless
You know what I
and it's
mean?
weird,
Like
and it's kind of weird too because next month comes now Money in the Bank. For the men's one, if you win Money in the Bank, are you winning both or are you just cashing in on one?
yeah,
Because if you win it, like where do you
exactly,
decide? Oh, I choose this one. Like I don't get it.
exactly.
Unless they do something to where unless Roman defends it one night, like both championships in one night against two different people, like one like the Universal Championship against one
Yeah.
person, WWE against another person that same night, then he cashes in at
Again,
one.
but again, like if you're in a storyline with him, why would you just want one?
Exactly.
It would just be
Exactly.
weird. It'd be like, no, I want the Raw belt. No, I
Yeah.
want the SmackDown belt. It's like, man, just go for both. By the
Yeah.
way, Money in the Bank, WWE had to take that little L. That was pretty tough.
Yeah. They have
And
to
then
move arenas.
especially that weekend, you know what I mean? Especially
Yeah.
having to do it that weekend. Like I woke up to that news and I said, "Oh shit, they're gonna shit all over this." By the
Yeah.
way, there was a Cody Rhodes truck.
That passed by. Yeah. I saw that.
I
I
didn't even
saw it
see it by
also.
T-Mobile. I saw it Friday night. I saw it Friday night, like on the strip, just driving back and forth. With the updated logo saying MGM Grand
Yeah.
Arena, not
Cause they posted on social media. I was
Allegiant.
like, they passed by, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, of
That's
course.
the same weekend as
It
at the UFC shows, right? Doing the UFC show that weekend, that Saturday.
Vince decided to try and for the people, everybody probably knows though. For people that don't know though, Vince decided to do Money in the Bank in Vegas. Decided to try to do a football arena. Didn't work out. Everybody knew it wasn't gonna work out because it wasn't one of the big four. A SmackDown would have a
Mhm.
SummerSlam would have sold out. A WrestleMania would have sold out. I don't know about Royal Rumble or Survivor Series, but I think those two pay-per-views would have sold out that building.
Yeah.
Being how should I call it? A mid-tier, lower tier. It's a lower
I would
tier
say, yeah,
pay-per-view premium live what they call it? It's not
premium live
pay-per.
event. Sorry,
Yeah,
using
my
the wrong
bad, not
terms. Yeah.
pay-per-view. My fault. Premium live event being a lower tier one, no one was gonna travel for Money in the Bank. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's not a
Maybe unless you're in
mania.
Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're in Vegas or you want to take the trip to Vegas, it makes sense. But to try and make it just, especially that's one show. Like you gotta remember, WrestleMania is a whole week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? WrestleMania is like a spectacle. There's stuff to do all week. Money in the Bank was just Sunday. It was just one pay per view in this building. So they couldn't sell up the tickets, but they couldn't move to T-Mobile, which is the arena in Vegas, because Vince decided to go up against Dana White and the UFC during their fight week, International Fight Week, which in wrestling terms is their WrestleMania. The first week of July is the UFC's WrestleMania. So now they couldn't even do that uh arena, so they had to go to an even lower arena, MGM Grand, which the first Double or Nothing was taking place at.
I did not know that.
Yes, I
I
believe it was
think
the
they
MGM
mentioned it, but
Grand.
then I think they mentioned it at Double or Nothing on live. But like I did not. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I believe that was the first one, because even though it sold out quickly, they didn't
Yeah.
think they could fill up an arena.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now WWE had to move it, had to go to this lower tier arena, which isn't a bad thing because you're still selling it out, and it's probably gonna be pumping in there,
Oh, of
rocking,
course,
because
of
it's
course.
such a small arena. You gotta know small arenas are more popping than bigger ones.
I thought that I think the T-Mobile, that was the one they switched out of, right? Was that the one? Or that's the one they were supposed to wanted to be in? Because what was the before they switched to MGM Grand?
They were gonna be at Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play, the football stadium,
That's a big ass stadium for a
for
fucking
a
Money in the
low
Bank.
tier pay per
Yeah,
view.
that's why I thought
Exactly.
it was weird why they did it there. I'm like, that's
That's
kind
what.
of dumb to do
Once
it
they
there.
announced it, I forgot where they. I think they announced it SummerSlam weekend, that they
Yeah,
said next
yeah.
year,
That
Money in
was
the
like
Bank,
it's
Vegas.
because that's where SummerSlam was last year,
Yeah,
and then
and then they did the commercial with Cody,
yeah,
and he did the you could if you win Money in the Bank, you can
go
main
to
event Mania,
WrestleMania.
and
Yeah,
he was in the stadium, so it was gonna be at the stadium. But
yeah,
usually they would move to T-Mobile. But since it's International Fight Week, they're doing it on a Saturday night to go up against UFC. UFC sold out T-Mobile. There's So you can't do an event there.
yeah.
So you have to go to Plan C, which was MGM, which I don't think they thought they would have to do.
Yeah, I mean,
But I think all the fans knew that was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it's not a big 4 pay-per-view. It's like
yeah,
saying,
it
"Oh,
was.
breaking." Hold on, I'm trying to think. WrestleMania Backlash live from MetLife Stadium. That shit's not
That's
selling
not gonna,
out.
yeah, it's not selling out. Now you'll
You know
see
what I
half of the
mean?
empty arena, like more than half of that empty. So it's gonna be
Ex-
like,
exactly. Extreme Rules live from.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you'll be like, "Get the fuck out of here! It's not
yeah.
happening." You
Who
know
are
what
you
I
trying to
mean?
fool here? Like, no one, you think people are trying to go to that at the big football
Exactly.
stadium?
That's why I
Like, come on.
thought when they said it at SummerSlam last year. I think it was at SummerSlam they
Yeah,
announced it.
pretty sure. Yeah,
I was like, did they mean Money in the Bank or did they mean SummerSlam?
yeah.
SummerSlam's gonna sell out. Money
Some,
in the
oh, for
Bank,
sure.
not so much.
Yeah,
I know they were trying to push Cody and all on the face and all. Has nothing to do with him. It's just it's not a big pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Also, watching Money in the Bank in an arena like that, I don't think would be the
And
best
that's what I'm saying.
idea.
It's a big arena for Money in the Bank. You don't need to be that big. It's not supposed to be a big feel. Man, yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. The match, it's cool itself. But like, I'm what else besides that? Those two matches are people gonna look forward to? Probably not much. You know what I
You
mean?
want Yeah, you want to hear my theory? I think this was a testing. I think this was a testing to see, hey, do you think we have enough juice that we could do every pay-per-view in a
Big
big
arena.
arena?
Yeah,
That's what I think it was. Testing the waters to see, hey, let's
and
see what happens if we do. And
I think they realized they didn't
when
sell
they
much
sold
tickets.
yeah, when they sold 12,000 tickets and the pay-per-view is next month,
Yeah,
they were like, yeah, we gotta
do
do
something else.
something.
Yeah,
And good thing nothing was running at MGM. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because there's always boxing
yeah,
fights and shit. But I think everybody's staying out of Vegas because of International Fight Week.
yeah. So I think
No
they
one
lucked
wants
out.
to,
I think they lucked out on that. If anything,
yeah.
they probably would have done it on that Sunday. But
They would have had to change the
yeah,
day. And they would have probably did T-Mobile.
yeah. So I think they lucked out and they
Yeah.
realized quickly.
I don't know why they're not doing it on a Sunday. This
I,
is
it's better. I think it's better than on Saturday. I kind of fuck with Saturday pay-per-views. Not
when
gonna lie.
when I was a kid, always wanted a pay-per-view on a Saturday, right? Because it
Yeah,
was like I would be able to stay up. So this is dope for kids.
yeah,
but not really because we're in summertime. Every summer they want to do pay-per-views on Saturdays and then in the winter on Sundays. Should really be flipped the other way around, don't you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, and
So
I
that
think
kids could stay up and you're ready. You know what I mean? Like
but we can
they
go
get to
out and
watch the whole pay-per-view.
but for SummerSlam it makes sense though because then we can go out too and watch the one of the biggest party of the summer they advertise it
I
as.
guess so. Yeah, true. Makes
Speaking of
sense.
that, don't want to go off topic,
Yeah,
but
keep going. Yeah, let's go down the list. Move up.
um, but yeah, let's go down the list. Speaking of your theory, Austin Theory, just Theory now, defending his U.S. title versus Mustafa Ali. Did you mess with this return? Do you think they're
It
booking him
was
right?
it was cool. It was
Yeah.
cool. Do I think he has a chance? No way.
Oh no. Oh
No,
no.
my bad. No chance in hell.
Yeah. I think they've been doing him dirty, kind of, since he returned. They've been doing him dirty.
Oh, yeah. Come
Like
on,
I don't think he's won a match since he's came back, and every week it's like he either gets attacked by Champa, Miz, or Theory.
bro, bro.
Like,
He asked for his release. You thought they were
yeah,
gonna like just be like, yeah, no problem. Let's put you back on TV and have you win. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's not.
No
If he
way.
thought that, like, that's not what he's gonna do.
No way. I don't think he's winning this, but I think right now he's just going with the flow. He's just in that cycle that he's just doing whatever's being told to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I think he's just
yeah,
playing it out more. Like, oh, here we're gonna do it for you right now. Just get you back into the rhythm a little bit.
yeah,
Just like here's our feud, the championship feud. This is the best we could do for you right now. You know, yeah, maybe if Theory wasn't the champion, I would have said Mustafa maybe winning.
yeah. But Theory, no way.
No, that's
Theory,
his boy.
they
That's his guy.
put the jetpack on him and he's off to the moon, baby. He is the man. I see him holding his belt for a while.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
I see him holding this for a while. I see him as a world champion in the near future.
Oh, well, 1000%. I think he's gonna be a world champion, and I'm predicting this right now. I think by next year he might be world champion.
I
Um,
I was
I'm
gonna
seeing
say
it.
it, but you said it. I was gonna say after Mania, look out for Theory.
He's probably gonna be Money in the Bank winner next year. If he's not in it this year.
Yup.
I mean, if he's still champion by Money in the Bank, then he's probably not United States champion, and he's probably not winning the WWE championship. But definitely
Why not?
2023. I don't know. I don't know
Why
because I
not?
don't think they're gonna combine every single championship that they have in one
Yeah,
person.
it's not gonna
Unless that's,
they're not gonna combine it.
I mean,
He's
like
just gonna
have
hold both
three
belts.
three belts because the United States and then all the
No,
WWE
no, no.
Universal.
That's gonna be split up by next year. Trust me.
But
It's
next,
either gonna
yeah, but
it's
like,
either gonna be split up or it's gonna be one belt.
yeah, yeah.
Because
But
that's why,
I meant this year if he's still
yeah,
U.S. champ and is in it this year.
that's why I think that's why I have another theory of mine. I think that this belt they're gonna take it away from him, like they're gonna split it up soon, because if not, they would have gave him one belt already.
Yeah, that would have
You know what I
been
mean?
in the works.
So I think it's in the plans that he's gonna lose it. Not sure if he's gonna lose one and then hold the other or lose both. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, we'll see. But I think Theory, I could see him holding the Money in the Bank and the U.S. title, you losing the U.S. title while Money in the Bank, and then cashing in.
Yeah, I mean, how would you like take one belt off of Roman if you would have booked that one?
McIntyre in the UK. It's like
I mean, like, would you just put one title on the line? Like, how would that even work? Like, just
I would have. Oof.
that's the thing. Like,
I
how
would have McIntyre win both. I would have him win both, and then
just say like, oh, I'd rather give the
either
other one to Raw, so that someone else there could be champion instead of Roman.
I think they strip him of it
Or like,
when
I was meaning like something like he decides to take one of them off, like as it was his idea.
nah. I think he gets stripped of it.
From
This
who?
is
He
how
would go.
dope it would play out, right? Let's say the draft is in what, October,
Yeah,
November, right? They usually do in October before Survivor Series,
and
so
then
that
do
for Survivor Series they're like, yeah, Team SmackDown for 2.5 weeks. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So what I would do is Survivor Series will not be Survivor Series this year. It's gonna be called Survivor Series, but we will have a WWE Championship tournament. And that's how we're going to get a new champion because McIntyre is going to be drafted, let's say, to SmackDown.
Yeah.
We're going to strip you of the Universal title because the Universal title belongs to Raw. Now that the draft officially happened, you have to
Yeah.
be stripped. And he's okay with it. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
fine with it. He's like, whatever. I still have my world title. I'm going to defend it on SmackDown. That's where the tournament comes in. That's where Cody comes in. And then we have that beautiful moment of Cody finally winning the belt.
Do you do like 8 superstars from Raw, 8 superstars from SmackDown in the tournament?
No, so it's strictly Raw.
Strictly Raw.
Strictly
Okay.
Raw. Whoever gets drafted over.
Okay.
You get
The new
like the
draftees.
top
Yeah.
8 or top 6, however you want to do it, and do it that way. And then you get the big moment at the end, which I was thinking theory, but I think it's too soon.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe you
too
have
soon.
Theory in the finals against Cody.
Against Cody.
Yeah. Then it's like either Vince's guy or the guy who's been chasing it for this long.
Yeah. Cody wins it, holds on to it. That's where we get the next year the beautiful cash in of Theory on Cody. And Theory wins the belt.
Oof.
And then we get into the new era.
The new era of Theory. That's your Theory for Theory.
Exactly. He will get the belt. Not soon, but very soon.
But yeah, I definitely see. If they book his United States Championship strong, then maybe I will say, yeah, that's definitely happening next year because they did it with Damian Priest. Damian Priest had a fantastic United States Championship run. Like, did he defend it on pay-per-views often? I wish he did. Yeah. But he still had a strong run on defending it on Raw.
Oh, definitely.
And that made him more of a star. And I like that.
I could see him in one of those tournaments going far.
Yeah, I can see him challenging for the WWE Championship.
I can see him as a champ.
Yeah, yeah. Put the strap on him too.
So why not?
I think I don't want to get into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but that match, he could really put something together.
They can make that match so good and have people that you're not even thinking about.
Yeah.
Like, stop giving me the regular Riddle, Rey Mysterio. You know what I mean? Like, stop giving me that. Give me Theory, give me Priest, give me Dominic, give me random people that I'm gonna be like, ooh.
I would put Apollo Crews in there. Apollo Crews.
Give me people that have never won a championship.
Yeah.
This is give me that the whole Money in the Bank is people that have never had a championship with one champion in it.
What do you mean? There's no non-WWE champions?
I think every year for the Money in the Bank, I think this is such a good idea because this could be used if they win as a call-up. Every year you should have the NXT champion a solidified spot in the Money in the Bank match.
Ooh, yeah. Or at least if you held it right before it, at least like if Braun Breaker loses it right before it, he should be in it automatically.
I could see that too. But let's use Breaker as an example, right? Yeah. Let's say Breaker's a champion right now. He should have a solidified spot in the Money in the Bank. Let's say he wins Money in the Bank. Not only now do you have to tune into NXT to see what the Money in the Bank champion, like the holder's doing, but now he's gonna be on the main roster while also defending his belt in NXT.
Yeah.
And if he cashes in, it's kind of like a trade-in. You're giving in the Money in the Bank, but if you successfully cash in, you have to give up the NXT belt.
Yeah.
And then boom, you keep it moving. So let's say Breaker cashes in, wins the belt, boom. You have to give up the belt, and the very next takeover is a tournament for the belt. Or one of those 6-man, 7-man ladder matches. Yeah. Even though the NXT ones are cursed.
Yes, I know which ladder match you're talking about. Yeah, I know which.
Cursed, bro.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about.
You know exactly which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, that was the one for like the very first North American Championship, like 3 years ago,
Yes.
4 years ago.
That was the one in
I think it was Takeover. It was right before. I think it was the one before Mania. Like
yeah, it was
in,
New Orleans, right? Right before
yeah,
34.
New Orleans. New Orleans. Everyone in that match is besides Ricochet is no longer in the company. Um,
Yep. No,
and
and wait, but what about the other cursed
oh,
match?
the women's match, right? The women's
The
match.
women's match who had Dakota Kai, Miriam, Candice LeRae, Tegan
Chelsea,
Knox, Chelsea
Chelsea
Green,
Green.
and Io, who's still
Still, I
chilling
don't know
there.
where she's at. She has not been seen, but
Yeah, but the
um,
rest of them, we know where they're at.
yeah. And then the last one that we recently had was at the Dallas show. It was
Which
now
I'm hoping
everyone's still there right now. Everyone's
those
still
are
there.
all the young guys.
Yeah, those
So
are
I'm
the
hoping,
yeah.
but you never know. Maybe in a couple years, we're looking back at it and we're like,
Only Cameron Grimes is still there.
he's
Maybe.
there, he's over there, he's over there.
Yeah.
They're not even wrestling no more. You know what I mean? Like,
And
you
you
never
know what
know.
else? You know what else I thought of? Like that kind of, but it's not as similar as these ladder matches.
What?
Um, remember the very first well, so far they've been two of these the breakout tournaments that they've had for NXT. I was thinking about it because I know they're doing it right now for the women's. As of right, the very first one that they've had back in 2019. Out of the 8, only 4 of them are left in the company.
Wait,
Um,
only 4?
out of the 8, yeah, Angel Garza, Boa, Cameron Grimes, and Joaquin Wild. The rest of the 4 are no longer in the company. And then
Wow.
last year's, let me check last year's participants because I know most of them. I think some of them got released. Let me just check.
Well, that's also like the Cruiserweight Classic.
No, yeah,
Everybody
true.
that was in the finals,
I mean, last
everyone
year
that was.
only for last year only one of them technically got released. I thought it was a lot more.
Oh, okay.
The only one that got released was Blake Christian. Um, but everyone else seems to be there still.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I thought a lot more got released, but I think they're still there. But I thought it was cursed, but never mind. I was wrong.
No, yeah, but there's
Uh,
a lot of tournaments that they be doing. A lot of people aren't there no more.
yeah,
Like even like I was saying, the Cruiserweight Classic. I think the finals, the semifinals, I think it's the quarterfinals that there's only like 2 people left in the company.
yeah. A lot of the crews.
Have you question? I know this is off topic. We've been off topic for a while now.
I know this.
Have you
This is my
watched Level Up?
No, I could have cared less, honestly.
Oh, okay, I thought I was the only one. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, yeah. Really, like, I really don't care about that at all. Like
Okay.
it's just people we don't
It-
know trying to get. I get it. I get the reason for it, but it's like no.
Is it
I don't-
in place of 205 now? Like it took
Yeah,
that slot?
I think it's right after right after SmackDown on Friday.
Got you.
But yeah. Anyways, Hell in a Cell. I forgot that we were
Yeah,
talking about. I
theory.
was like,
I
yeah,
got theory winning.
yeah. I got Theory winning as
I don't think
well.
Ali's winning.
I think eventually he'll get his rematch. I think he's gonna get his rematch,
You,
but I
you
think
know, you know, he's getting his rematch. It's
we're probably gonna see like
WWE, man.
5 more matches between these two people. But I don't think Sunday Ali's gonna win. I don't think he's gonna win it. I think
Nah,
Theory's
I
gonna.
don't think so.
He's Theory's still on his rocket ship and he's still going up from here. I don't
Definitely.
think his fuel is dying down anytime soon.
No
Um,
shot. No shot.
if they do, then I don't know what they're doing. Like,
And that's tough if they do that.
yeah,
But I
like
think they believe in theory too much
yeah.
to even chance it.
I'm not gonna be that type of guy that's gonna be like, oh, he's been buried. Like, no, I don't think he'll be buried, like he's
No,
officially done. But like, I think they'll do something
it'll
to
just
give him
be
that back.
weird if he loses it. It'll be like,
Yeah,
whoa, what?
and yeah, I think that's like let's talk about that anyways. Like, I think when people say buried, I think it's not what they think it is. You
No.
just said it like it's weird. Being weird and buried are two different things.
Yeah.
If it's weird that they made that choice, yeah, but it's not gonna ruin their career.
Yeah, there's a bunch of matches that's like that was a questionable finish.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's not that, oh, this guy's getting buried. Da 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 da. I hate that word.
I know it's 6.
I
It's like
I'm not gonna lie though, used to use it a lot. Used to use it a lot.
you used to use it a lot.
Oh hell yeah, I used to use it a lot. Even sometimes I catch myself now, I'll be like, damn. I be thinking about it. I don't say it though.
Like
I see
who was the last person you thought about that for?
Seth taking all these
Yeah,
fucking L's.
yeah,
We've talked about this
yeah.
since day one in January. This dude has been taking losses after loss. I'm just like, not even that he's not even buried, is that he's losing. I was like, he's losing his appeal.
Yeah, I
That's
think
what I was thinking.
we'll get into his
Now
match
he's
later
been,
on,
yeah,
but
now he's picking it back up, but it's still like you're gonna have him lose again at Hell in a Cell.
I'll
Is
get into
Cody
that
just gonna
match.
go 180-0 like Goldberg? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
oh, we'll see.
yeah,
We'll talk about it.
yeah.
We'll talk about it. What we have next.
Bobby Lashley versus Omos
We're
with
still doing
we
this.
we're still
We're
doing that
still
match.
doing
I'm
this.
surprised.
All right.
This is what I said to you before we start. I think at the beginning or before we started recording. It's only Raw matches.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what he
why
was
is
saying.
this one on the card? Like, I get it. Like, they need more
Is
matches.
this a pre-show? Or is this on the main card?
They don't have a pre-show as of right now, so this is part of the main card. That's what I'm worried about. Like, I know this is
Oh
before
shit!
SmackDown happened, so we could see like maybe one squeeze in. That
Hopefully,
yeah,
come on, no SmackDown matches.
like yeah, really, like come on. I don't understand why they're doing. I hope not doing Raw and SmackDown pay-per-views again.
Nah, I think
That
it's just
is
this is just how it's laying out. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't think this was intentional. I think this
Yeah,
happened
I think it
so
just
that they have
happened.
yeah,
That's
but
weird though. That's weird. That's suspicious.
yeah,
Like
that's suspicious.
Bobby Lashley versus okay.
Almost. I think Lashley's getting like I would say Lashley, but they're
You
building
need
up
Omos to
almost.
win,
Yeah.
man. You need him to win.
I mean, didn't he beat him
He
at
beat him at
Backlash?
Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash.
WrestleMania.
Relax.
Okay, I don't.
Yeah, relax.
Oh,
All right.
sorry, forgot one word. That it was
He,
WrestleMania 2.0.
but he beat him, right?
Yeah, I think so. But I thought this was going to be like a Hell in a Cell match because didn't they have like a steel cage match to open up a Raw? It,
Yeah, I hate it. Oh man, I
that
hated
this
that finish. That
I know.
finish pissed me. I hate that so much. I
Yeah,
don't know
and
why. Like when I was younger, I thought it was so cool. Oh, the
they try to
cage
recreate that
broke.
moment. They try to recreate that moment, like when he just jumped through the cage to break through the Hitamaga, and then it's like
Yeah.
now you're doing it again when he's getting thrown into it to make the big guy look stronger.
Yo,
I don't get it.
you know what's crazy? Another off topic this thing, but I just want to say first time I went to a show in Nassau Coliseum, the main event, this also shows my age. The main event was Brock Lesnar versus Big Show and Heyman.
Oh,
And
that was the I know I think the match you're talking about.
yeah, and but they did it like a couple weeks later, I think like on a SmackDown pay-per-view or something, but it was the first time that I saw the finish that he threw him through the cage and the cage broke and Lesnar won. And it was the
Yeah,
same finish. Cage breaks, Lesnar touches the floor first, he's the winner. That was the first time I ever
yeah,
saw it though. It was dope as hell. A couple weeks later they did it at like I think a SmackDown. Can't remember what show it was, but they did it like a couple weeks later. I guess it was just like a tryout to see like what kind of reaction they would get.
yeah. They do that a lot too now.
Yeah, so they did it. I was like, "Oh, that's dope." Then they did it again with Lashley and Umaga. I was like, "This is sick." And then every couple of years they do the same finish. Same
It's
finish.
like
I'm just
you know
like,
what that reminds me of? Like you know that moment in that spot in the ring where like if the Big Show is specifically part of it, where he does a suplex and the ring breaks.
and the ring breaks. It
Yeah,
was cool the first time. It
and
was
then they
cool the
continue
first
to
time.
do it with every big man
Yeah,
he was in the ring with. And I was
yeah,
like, it was cool, but
the first time.
yeah, the first time, and
And
it's
then
like
maybe the second time because
yeah,
you weren't looking at it.
and it was
Now
a
you
different
see him.
it was a different time too.
Yeah, it
Like
was
it
a
was like a
different
couple
era.
years later.
I think it
So
was a while later the next time they did it, right? It
it was
was
like 10 years
like,
ago when they did it.
yeah, it was like maybe like 2010s, right? Like
Yeah,
2010, like 11 or 12, like
yeah,
that.
one of those 2 years they did it.
Yeah, but I remember it happened. It was like, oh, this is dope because it was the second time we saw it. Then
Yeah.
I think he did like 2 years later with somebody else, and now it was just like,
But
I.
then he did it with Strowman too.
Yeah, he did with Strowman
Strowman,
too, and
and
now
I'm
it's just
like,
like, okay, we get it, we get
yeah,
it. You're big,
yeah,
you're big, okay.
yeah, and that's why
But
and this whole that whole finish
that's
with
how,
Lashley of
yeah,
like
it's the same thing. That's just like, okay, we've seen it like a lot too. It's not like it's rare.
and
Now that's like a big thing.
I thought that was gonna lead to the Hell in a Cell match where the shit was gonna be harder to
Yeah,
break. But
exactly. Now
then
you can't get thrown through it.
yeah, it's so
That
like
shit's
it
dirty.
it makes sense because it's like it's again one Hell in a Cell match of the night. It's not even a pay-per-view at this point. Just change the name, it wouldn't make a difference. You know what I mean?
It looks like a Raw, the card that you're
Oh
telling me.
yeah,
It
yeah,
looks
because it's
like a
all Raw
Raw.
matches. But like if this was like if this was like called, I don't know, what was a former pay per view called? Like
You don't gotta call it. You could,
you
you
don't have to
just
call
put
it
it
Hell
on
in a
Monday
Cell.
night. You just put it on Monday night. You
Oh
don't even
yeah,
have to
no, I
give it a
mean
pay
like
per view.
if let's say if they like I'm talking about in terms of
This is a in your house pay per view.
yeah, I was
That's what
yeah,
it is.
that's what it is
It's
because
in your house.
I was gonna say like if you just like if they add more matches to it, regular singles matches, non Hell in a Cell, and just change the name, I would feel just as hyped. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
make a difference if you add just one Hell in a Cell. If you just make one ladder match at TLC, it's not gonna feel like a TLC. Just change the fucking name.
exactly.
It wouldn't make a difference.
It's the gimmick pay per views that it just doesn't work anymore. If not, at least 2 or 3 matches are happening.
Yeah, because the Money in the Bank one makes sense because you could only do two Money in the Banks, so
Exactly.
you're
What
expecting that.
I think it was, I forgot what year it was that they did Elimination Chamber that was actually like every match except for like 2 were in Elimination Chambers. That was the
Yeah,
time they did the 2 men's, they did the women, they did the tag
tag
team.
team. Yeah,
So it was like it made sense. And then I think there was like 2 other women matches that were maybe a
yeah,
woman and then another like intercontinental or US belt was defended that was out the elimination chamber. But it
yeah,
made sense because most matches were in there.
yeah.
Now, like you said, when you're just having one match, what's the point of even calling it
Hell in a
Hell
Cell
in a
doesn't.
Cell?
Yeah.
And also, does this bring up the fact right now that we're talking about this? The idea that a pay-per-view every month is not it anymore?
Um. Okay, this is what I think. I think it's like
Especially now that we see the format that AEW goes with the 4 shows. Basically using WWE's formula that they had at the beginning, the big 4 every 3 or 4 months.
I think it's gonna lose value on certain things though, because if because kind of like at AEW, because if you got to make the card, every pay per view in AEW feels just as important as the previous one.
Yeah,
If you just keep the four main ones, all of them are going to be equally as important.
yeah.
Is there an importance? Yeah, there obviously could still do a WrestleMania, be as big as it typically is, but I think that it just brings the value just a little bit down more,
You
in my
think so?
opinion. May not I'm not saying a huge
No, yeah.
loss, but like WrestleMania, you got even though they're doing 2 nights now, it kind of like it doesn't
Yeah.
it wouldn't make you got to fight to be on that card, and that if you just do 4 pay-per-views, you got to fight to get on every card. Is every pay-per-view going to be 2 nights now? Is that gonna That's probably gonna be their mindset, like, oh, let's make SummerSlam 2 nights now. Let's
Oh
make 2 nights
gosh.
Royal Rumble, one
God,
match a night,
it'd be
and then
disgusting.
same for Survivor Series. You know what I mean? It's not gonna make sense anymore.
I guess so. What happened was I sat through Double or Nothing, right? The
Yeah,
show went on past 12 over here, right? What time
didn't
did it end?
it was like it was like past 12 here, like
Okay, yeah, because the
yeah.
time I'm not gonna lie, time difference fucked me up.
I
Because
mean,
when we got out,
not it was like kind of early there, right?
yeah, when we got out, it was like 9:30, gonna
I
be
think
10.
I think that's why they went that long there because I think they probably worried more about like
But you know
when they
what?
were gonna leave there.
Yeah, I'm
But
not even mad that they went so long because, like I feel it adds value. The same way you think it devalues, I think it values because we know this is the one match. You know what I mean? Next
y-
month at the next throwaway pay-per-view, we're not gonna get a rematch. You know what
yeah,
I
that is
mean?
true. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know this is the one match. I'll tell you right now, I didn't even notice the show went that long. And I usually don't do that with AEW shows. Usually, like, it just flies by to me. You know what I mean?
yeah. It does.
It
Yeah.
feels like to me, it feels like a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania. Those always fly by, except for 35. That shit was crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But most of them usually fly by. It's the middle ones that are just like they feel like they drag. And I thought to myself, I was like, wow. Because when we went into like going into the day, my brother was like, yo, there's 11, almost 12 matches on this card.
yeah.
And we're like, fuck, like this is gonna
I
be a
yeah.
long ass show. But you didn't even notice it. And also in your mindset, you're like, yo, we're only sitting through this maybe once or twice a year, 4 hour, 4 or 5 hour show.
That is true. You are sitting like you don't really get pay-per-views once a month, so it's
Yeah,
like
and it's
we get to
really
deserve that.
and what's cool is it's really like the end of the storyline.
Yeah.
As you saw, you probably watched Dynamite like I did.
Yep.
Nothing was brought, nothing except the Jericho thing, and you knew that was gonna happen because
Yeah. That was like
they
what happened on
made
Double or Nothing. Yeah.
because they made Brian quit. They didn't do it to Eddie, and they didn't do it to Proud and Powerful. So you knew the story wasn't done yet. But all the other matches, as you saw, Wardlow fought. MJF didn't even mention the Wardlow match or nothing. He did his
Yeah.
own little
Yeah, it
thing
was a
that
little thing. Yeah.
happened. Who was it? Punk and
And
FTR didn't
Tanahashi.
even. Yeah, they did. They leading up to Forbidden Door. They're already thinking about the next storyline. They didn't even bring up Page. They brought him up at the beginning because he lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't. Once the storyline's done, because they've had 3 or 4 months of the storyline, it's over. You had the
Yeah.
one big match and it's done. I think WWE needs to go back to that because that was their original format. What
Yeah.
made them change, which you probably know, is Eric Bischoff was like, if WWF is doing 4 pay-per-views, we should do 6. And then WWF said, let's do 6 and match them. And Eric Bischoff was like, fuck it. If we're going to do 6, we could sell one every month.
But
And then WWE did it. And then they've held that since then.
they
And
never
that was only because they had competition.
they
Now it's
never
like,
really, for a while they never really have done like a lot of these rematches. Like if I'm looking at the
lately
card,
it's been a lot,
a
right?
lot. Yeah, I think
Okay.
like 3 out of the 6 matches are rematches from Mania and
Yeah.
Backlash.
And then
So that's
and
OD. That's a lot of rematches.
yeah, that's a fact. I think that started happening too, like in the mid 2010s, like around 14 and 15. That happened a little bit. And I think that's why they started the brand split. You see how it brought it full
Yeah.
circle? I
Yeah.
think that's why they started the brand split, and they had a Raw pay-per-view 1 month, then SmackDown. You wouldn't get another Raw till every other month.
Yeah.
So that's why you were so more invested into the thing. Then when they started combining and they were like, oh, nah, every pay-per-view is just half Raw, half SmackDown. That's when we started seeing a lot of the rematches and carried on storylines that you're like, just fucking finish the storyline already.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
I also think that like they also have done a great job with. They used to do a great job with just transitioning off a storyline.
Yeah.
Like they would also just like end it, and then someone interrupts a match, someone turns on this person, and
Now I feel
then
like they just keep adding to the storyline. And they're
yeah,
just like, they don't even know when it's going to end.
yeah. I don't think because they used to be good with just having a start point and an end point. Like this is good.
Yeah.
This is a good start, and this pay per view is going to end by this match. This person doing this, and then they just transition to the other few. But this time, like you said, they have no idea when is it going to end
Yeah,
until they feel like it is over. And that's what they
exactly.
do with a lot of things lately. They just don't. They kind of figure everything out last second, and
Yeah,
it's like that's not what you're supposed to do.
exactly.
Like you don't walk into your show, but like, oh, we're gonna change the entire script around, and this is gonna happen.
Yeah,
Like that's why Sasha and Naomi did what they did.
yeah.
And we
That
talked about that
was
last week, but this
that. Listen, know your worth, man.
yeah, know
Know
your
your
worth.
worth.
Know your
Know
worth.
your worth. But also, there is like things that play like into that role. You know what I mean? Like the Naomi and Sasha, they weren't happy with things going on backstage. They weren't happy with their direction. And they gave like suggestions. And they were like, no. Um, so I understand that. It's like, yo, you know what? You're not doing nothing with me, and I'm trying to give you ideas, but you just keep shutting them down. What's the
Yeah,
point of me even being here then?
yeah,
You know what I mean? I think that's different than from what's going on with MJF, which
yeah. You want
I
this?
it's the
You
whole
know what?
it's
this
the
I
whole
feel like I walked into today's episode. I wanted to talk about Hell in a Cell, but let's talk about the MJF thing for a brief
a
moment. Then we can
brief
get back.
moment, and then we'll go
Yeah,
back to
Hell in a Cell. Yeah,
because it also ties in with WWE because of the Sasha and Naomi thing.
yeah.
Now, I was there at FanFest when he was supposed to be signing.
Did you buy
I
a ticket for
was
him?
no,
Okay.
so I
So
wasn't balling like that. I bought a ticket to FanFest. And I was like, me and my brother would do just the free meet and greets. Which they fucking did their thing. Like I think it's because they let you chill there all day. Access is like timestamps. You know what
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean? So
Do your
like,
thing and
and the
leave. Yeah,
lines are fucking crazy. Here it's like it was very more chill. They were just walking around. Like
yeah,
my brother got a picture with Hobbs, and you had to pay to take a picture with Hobbs. He got a good amount of people. And I was like, oh, okay, that's dope, because he really wanted to do the meet and greet. I was like, that's sick. So it was worth the money. So we were online. Think at the moment we were online for like Red Velvet or somebody, or maybe it wasn't the Acclaim. I think it was Red Velvet. And I saw the lines because they were all just boom, and they told you who was gonna be there, so you would start the line, and everybody started moving. This line was just stand still, and I'm like, after we take the picture, we're like, yo, who's the fucking line is this? See that as MJF's. We see security be like, yo, he's not here yet. We think he's running late. Da 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 da. Then later, we're like, they had like a stage set up. They had like just shows going on, people talking and shit. And I see the security guard walking, saying like, "Yo, if you paid for somebody else, get on that line. Like, we don't think he's coming." And I was like, "Ooh, what is this?" You know what I mean? That was my. I was like,
yeah.
"Is this like? Was
Did,
this like a stick it to the man?" You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna show up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
fuck that.
Did they did you see like there was like they made it a big deal like in person? Did you see like a whole like huddle between people saying like, "Oh, he's gonna come"? Did you hear things that like
No, so what I saw was the security guard was talking, and then there was like, so he was going down the. There was two security guards just going down the line because it was long lines for everybody that paid.
yeah,
So they were going, and then like 4 or 5 people would huddle around them. They would tell them the same thing, yo. If you have a ticket for somebody else, go on that line. We don't know if he's gonna show up. Da 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 da. They said they would try and call him. So I saw that line, and then one guy was like, "Oh yeah, they're offering different meet and greets. Like you could either get a refund or meet somebody else," which I thought was totally cool by AEW, rather than just saying, "Yo, don't worry about it, we'll give you a refund." They were at least like, "You're already here, we'll give you someone else," which was dope.
yeah,
Now everybody was like, "Oh, this was like a thing sticking into Tony, da 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 da." Then later that night we saw the thing. He was flying out of Vegas. Will he show up the next day? Will he not? There was still questions when we walked into a building. People had his merch. People were still like, yo, if this guy even shows up, you know what I mean? Finally shows up, he does his job. Now,
last
do you think then he cut the promo on Dynamite?
yeah. Then last night on Dynamite, that promo,
Crazy promo, awesome promo.
I would call it the nuclear bomb
Yeah,
promo, not
yeah.
the pipe bomb.
Um, now I question it.
Yeah,
Now I question it because at first I was like, oh, he's just sticking it to Tony. Oh, he's gonna wait till the last minute, show up, do the job, and then just leave, which is exactly what he
yeah, we
did.
did, yeah,
And then I was like, okay, once they put him on the stretcher, I saw them bringing out the stretcher. I told my brother in his ear, I said, yo, this is the last time we're seeing
MJF,
MJF in the AEW ring. This is the last time. He gets wheeled out. I'm chilling yesterday at work. I get a DM from my brother because we just send stuff to each other when like
and I
from
think
different.
I texted you right after that
Yeah,
too.
he
Yeah,
texted me too, and he sent me the picture that says MJF speaks. I said,
yeah.
MJF speaks.
I wonder what he was
Hmm.
gonna say. I wonder what he's gonna say.
Right then, he cuts that awesome promo, the bomb, the nuclear bomb you called it,
Yeah,
awesome. Now is where I start questioning it because is this a work or is this real? What are your thoughts? Because I'll tell
Okay.
you my thoughts in a second after you
Okay.
give me your thoughts.
So when that first news happened, when he didn't show up, um, and when that whole thing like, oh, he went home but didn't get on the flight, blah blah blah. My this was my first like literally the first thing that popped into my head. Not even like, oh shit, is it work or not? Well, technically yes, I did think it was. I thought it was a work, not necessarily like, oh, he still had beef with the company, but I thought more of it like there's like Tony Khan obviously told him like, oh, just don't show up. You know, we got you. We'll cover something up. We'll make you look like a badass, or like a jackass or something. We'll just tell people a random reason why like you're not there.
Uh-huh.
Um, maybe like they're going with the flow, like, oh, you still hate me. You know, you don't want to resign. But I also thought like maybe this is because didn't like I I know there were reports out before like way before that
About
of
what?
like Tony Khan. Like I don't want to say worried. I don't know if that's the right word, but Tony Khan like wanting to go up against like the NBA, NHL playoffs that night of Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
So what a great way to go up against that by saying your biggest heel isn't showing up.
Mm.
That got me tuning in to Double or Nothing. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
was tuning in regardless, but like everyone else is like, "Oh shit, is he actually going to show up? Let me actually find out and watch."
Yep.
Fuck Game 7 or fuck whatever game was on that
Yeah.
night.
It was game 7.
It was they got people talking. Like it got the job done.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, it could have actually happened in real life. Like he may have actually gone to the airport and maybe almost left. That could have happened. Yeah, but again, that was the first initial reaction. Like, oh, they're just he doesn't want to. Like a lot of people going to Game 7. Like he gets it. It's a long pay per view. It's 13, 12, 13 matches. People want to leave midway to watch Game
Yeah.
7. But
But I tell you, that place was packed till
yeah,
there were some people that left during the main event. Like not during it, but once the 3 count. Of
yeah,
course, because people swear they're gonna beat traffic. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Like it's not
Like
gonna make a difference. Yeah. But that was
there
that
were
was my
yeah,
that was my first thought. But then like once it got towards last night, because during that promo he was like he
he
was
was
it
hot. He
was
was
hot. Yeah.
fucking going.
So I was like in between. I'm like, is he? Like, I was switching back and forth. Like it's not obviously real, but it's obviously a work. It's a real. It's real. It's a work. It's a real. And then he kept on saying, "Oh, fire me, fire." Me." He would have left. He would have gotten fired on the spot. You know what I mean? For him to say that and still be under contract is insane. Like, did you like that? Like, I get it. He went in, and yes, you want the ratings. You want people to tune in and see what he had to say, and I get that. But if I, like, again, if I'm relating this to actual real life situations, if I went to my job in my
Oh,
workplace and
oh,
said, not even as bad as that. If I said something little, I'll be out right there and there. I'm fired right there. You know
well,
what I mean?
fire me. Go then. But like,
Yeah,
oh
I'll
shit,
fire you,
for
fine, you're
real?
fired. Yeah,
Uh,
go ahead, leave. Like, yeah. So it's like for him to say all of that, to actually say what he said and still have a job, like, yeah, it's definitely a work. It's 100% a work. He would have been fired by now.
yep.
He would have been.
So
So it's
so
definitely work.
yeah. So I have a theory. I have another theory, man. I have
Yeah,
another
theories.
theory.
Yeah.
Got a lot of theories this week. Um, at Dynamite. So your boy had tickets to all 3 shows.
Oh, for real.
At Dynamite, yeah, because I got there Wednesday. At Dynamite, this man's pop was fucking ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Whether I'm gonna say it was more cheers than boos. I even saw like even when I saw the first meet and greets, and I saw MJF was on it. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird having to pay to meet a heel,
Yeah.
right?
A lot of heels were there, anyways, right?
Because Britt was there, but Britt's on the fence. I feel
Yeah, she's like people
she's
love her,
not
but like,
total heel. She's
yeah,
not total heel.
she can be both.
House of Black was there. Their heels
but
but
also on the
not
face.
really. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah,
like, they heels if they hate you.
yeah,
They heels. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Everyone loves them though. So when I saw him on the card, I was like, that's weird. Okay. Then at Dynamite, he gets this ridiculous reaction, this crazy ass pop. Um, I think this was all to now, well, we talked about earlier, transition to another storyline. This is being used to transition to another storyline. They already know that he's been talking shit using the 2024. Whoever got the biggest money, that's who I'm going to. I think this was a play to get people to boo him, to get a bigger reaction for Wardlow, and to get people to actually hate MJF,
But I
right?
guess it didn't.
Because now, no, at the pay per view, there was a couple cheers. There were a couple cheers, but there was more asshole chants,
Yeah,
you showed up chants, you
and
fucked up chants. There
yeah,
wasn't as many cheers as there were out in Dynamite. And I found that interesting. I was like, the biggest heel got a big ass pop Wednesday. Now all of a sudden, he hasn't even been on TV, but the reaction has changed, right? Because
yeah,
I think AEW, if this is a work, right? If this is a work, because we don't know for sure,
yeah,
they know their fans are smart fans. We've talked about this. AEW knows their fan base. They know people read the blogs, watch YouTube videos, keep up with everything going on. Why not mess with the fans and get them to hate this heel, to like really hate him? You know what I mean? Let's get them to really hate him. Let's say, what was something that happened recently that people had to pick sides between a company and a wrestler? Oh
yeah,
yeah, Sasha and Naomi walked out. Hey, let's have you walk out. Let's have you just come to Vegas for no reason to then leave, right? Because even I was like when I heard the news, I was like, yeah, but if this is over money, like why even show up to Vegas?
yeah,
I would have told him go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah.
would have not even been at work the last couple of weeks.
I wouldn't even done the match at Double or Nothing.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay. Then the match happens. Boom. He gets his booing reaction. Then he's like, oh, he's gonna speak. I'm like, oh, they're gonna give him a mic. He comes out. Here's at the beginning, boos throughout the promo,
And gets the reaction back with the
and
cheer.
keeps going. I don't care about y'all. I just want my money. Da 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 da. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Right?
Yeah, yeah,
He's playing into the fact he's trying. He is a heel that doesn't want anyone cheering for him.
yeah,
And AEW is gonna make this the summer of MJF.
yeah.
Because right now Punk is a champion.
Summer
We
of Punk.
had a we had the summer of Punk in what was that? 04?
I was gonna say,
In Ring of Honor,
I've heard about that. And
right?
Yeah,
So the story was CM Punk was leaving.
yeah,
CM Punk got a contract offer from WWE, right? He was gonna leave. He had a title shot, and he was threatening to leave with the title.
and guess what happened in
So
2011? The Summer of Punk #2.
exactly,
The same shit.
right? So he finally his last match, he won the belt. People were like, "What the fuck?" And then he was like, "That's the whole promo. I am the devil." You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah,
Oh, that's where that promo came from. And then signed a contract on the Ring of Honor belt, which was amazing. And then finally lost it and then did his final match. I don't think. Well, I think this is going to be the summer of MJF, and this is going to lead up to All Out, MJF versus Punk for the belt. If MJF wins, he's threatening to leave,
yeah.
and
And
I think this is where we get the big MJF title moment that we've been waiting for. We've said he deserves the title. and he was calling them out last night. Well, if I was an ex WWE guy, would you pay
I,
me more?
yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up.
He's gonna go this summer and feud with all the ex WWE guys that are baby faces, beat all of them, and leading up to him versus CM Punk for the title where he beats Punk, because I think Punk got the belt. Um, it was a cool moment. It was dope. It was a cool match. I don't think Page he had an iffy title run. I think
Yeah,
it was more because they weren't like, it was just weird, like the match with Cole, and then like from the last pay-per-view to now, he didn't really do
too
much.
much. Yeah, there was not much
You know
that
what
was
I
handed
mean?
to
He
him.
wasn't really doing anything. So I feel like they just I, I don't know if he was supposed to do something with Kenny and Kenny got injured and then they just didn't know what to do with him. So they just
Yeah,
left him out
I think that
there.
was supposed to continue, and then I
Yeah.
felt like it was.
So they decided to give it to Punk. Punk uh been killing it. I don't care what anybody says, in my
Yeah,
opinion. He's been doing his thing. He deserved that moment, but I don't think he's gonna hold it for long. I think he's gonna hold it for the summer and help elevate, which he has already did when he faced MJF at the last pay-per-view. He helped
yeah,
elevate him. I think this
yeah.
is just gonna help elevate him even more. And then what even gave him more away, did you see the video somebody posted
Yep. Right
about
after
after it faded to black? Who came out?
CM Punk
And
came out to kind of
thank
console him,
you.
and I
And
kind of have a
that's what
feeling
kind of
that he had a part of it. Yeah.
and that's what kind of sold me on this is what this is leading up to. And I might
What
be right, but
what
who
I
knows?
was yeah what I
This
was
is
gonna
if it's not a if it is a work.
yeah
We don't
yeah
know for sure, but if it is a work, I think this is where it's leading.
what when you mentioned like the whole ex WWE guy thing, it was
Mhm.
like I saw. So I use a lot of TikTok. Now I don't post, but I watch a lot of TikToks, and
Yeah.
people come up with like the craziest like theories and stuff like that with all these matches, storylines, all company, whatever.
Yeah.
Someone brought up a point where it was like, what if this is leading to like like a big, I guess you can call, he called it as like a civil war type, like the type of match where it's OG original AEW signees versus all these ex WWE guys, meaning MJF, who've obviously cut the promo.
Mhm.
You have Hangman Adam Page, who lost to CM Punk, who was a first signee, was there at the press conference when they first was announced.
Yep.
Then you also have Eddie Kingston, who was signed. He wasn't an ex WWE guy. He also has beef with, who does he have beef with? Both Danielson and Mox, who last worked with WWE.
Yeah.
And
And
yes,
Jericho.
Mox and Jericho. Yes, exactly.
He's cool with Mox, I think. I think he got beef with Brian
But
and
Brian and Jericho,
Jericho
yeah,
mostly.
yeah, that is true. And then you have, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, who are they kind of teaming with? Who seems to be having a heel turn? Christian Cage, who also
Yep.
was known for doing. Yes, he counted his TNA run, but also a big WWE name. So I
Shout out
think
to
it's gonna,
Christian, man.
yes, I think it's gonna lead to a big 5-on-5, all original signees with AEW versus 5 ex WWE names, who eventually lead to like MJF leading the team, beating these legends and ex WWE guys. Danielson, Punk, maybe Hardy throwing their cage, Mox, whatever, Jericho, against these 5 MJF original OG guys. And I think that would be a great 5-on-5 match to
Oh
include
yeah, it would
and
definitely.
lead to something. And I like your idea too. The summer of MJF, MJF getting his moment at All Out, being world champion, saying that he's gonna leave, pull that same trigger that CM Punk did in 2011. And I think that's what they're doing. And I'm not disagreeing with that. I didn't think of that at first. I did not think of it until you just said it. So that's actually kind of dope. I actually wouldn't mind that.
Now, yeah, the 5-on-5 would be fucking sick, especially if you have like OGs, and you're like, yo, these are like the guys that were even here for All In. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then have them go against the 5 main ex WWE
Who came
guys.
in and then took the spotlight.
Exactly. Which I feel, because a lot of people were trashing to see CM Punk win. I feel if he's winning it for a purpose,
Yeah.
like Jericho won it for a purpose.
Yeah.
Jericho won the title because it was their first pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They hadn't had a show yet. Their first show was like what, September?
like their first
like
TV,
the
like
first TV
yeah, I
after
think it was
Double
like
or Nothing.
October. I think it
Was
might have
like
been
September,
October,
October, right?
September. Yeah, around that time.
Yeah. So who you get to run in the promos? Jericho, a face that people know.
Yeah,
Jericho didn't hold the belt for that long.
it's
If
like
you
less
think
than like
about it,
200
and he
days.
was
Pretty good.
helping elevate younger guys so that they could get into the title picture and then be elevated. As you can see, like we talked about him replacing his inner circle with JAS with just a new tag team and a new singles guy so that he could build him up.
Yeah,
It's all about that, building the young guys up. So I was fine with him winning. CM Punk, I think, is winning it for a reason. I think he's winning it for the MJF thing.
yeah,
If not MJF, somebody somebody else that's young and deserves a championship, help bring relevance to them and help them become a star.
yeah.
Unless because if he's gonna hold it for months and months and not really help elevate nobody, then I'll say it was a trash ass title run.
It
Because
was.
the
Yeah,
man is what, late
40
30s?
40. I think
You know what I
early
mean?
40s.
Yeah, early
Yeah,
40s. Come on. I think this is for him to help move guys up,
yeah,
which it doesn't look like he has a problem with. As
yeah.
you can
He
see, like
definitely. Yeah,
even the storyline with MJF, who he fought before that. He fought Hobbs a couple of weeks that Hobbs
Darby
looked
Allen.
Darby. He's been helping a lot of guys. So I
Yeah,
think this is just to help elevate another guy. This is just putting a title on somebody big so that, oh, we know Punk. Oh, cool. He's got a belt again. Oh, who's this young guy he's fighting? Oh, okay. Okay. You know what I mean? And then you start gaining interest in the person he's going against and building up.
yeah.
But and hopefully it's MJF unless this
I
shit was
wouldn't
real.
mind. That would be a great story. That would be
No,
a great
yeah,
story.
and then he'll just cut promos like, and I'm gonna leave and never come back.
Yeah,
Something you couldn't do. You came back 2 weeks later. I'm
yeah.
gonna actually leave. You know what I mean? And do like that
Exactly.
kind of storyline.
We don't see him for a bit, and it's like, is he actually gone with it? Is he not coming back? Is he actually
Yeah,
take the title?
exactly.
And then it's like make it more believable than like having CM Punk return like 2 weeks later or
Yeah.
something. And
Like
then
have him gone for a while.
yeah,
I would even go super hard and like take him to like if it is a work, take him to like the headquarters out front and be like just post it on Instagram or some shit. Like
yeah,
outside of the WWE headquarters. Stupid shit like that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That makes it
yeah.
seem like, oh shit,
He's
for real.
actually yeah,
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
yeah.
But
That'd
yeah,
be cool.
we'll see, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
that was our little AEW.
that took a yeah. Let's go to the next match in Hell in a
What's the
Cell.
next match?
Judgment Day versus Balor, Styles, Morgan, Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Let's go with that match next.
Okay.
Um, I got Judgment Day winning this match. I
Most
think they're
likely,
on
yeah.
fire. Um, I kind of think that they're going with the new member on Hell in a Cell.
You think so?
I think they might be going Ciampa because he's not really doing much right now and kind of doing kind of heel
Yeah,
work.
he's not really. Yeah.
So I think he's gonna do something to make them lose again, like they did with Backlash, so that way they can have a
Okay.
new member. And then I hope they don't continue it because kind of don't. Not gonna lie. It was cool when they did the trio with this trio match is cool, but I think this should be the end of it.
Yeah.
If anything. But I got the Judgment Day winning it, so that way they kind of solidify as a great trio. Maybe
Yeah, I
add
think
a
it makes sense for them
maybe
to
add
win it.
Ciampa like after the match. So that way the like the feud doesn't continue. Like instead of doing what they did with Ripley, where they had her interfere during the match. I think maybe wait till after the match to be like, oh, we added a new member by the way. And
Gotcha.
then
Yeah.
it's kind of like that kind of feeling.
Because then it's just prolonging the story.
Yeah, and then it's gonna go on for like another 2 months, and then it's gonna be boring again.
Yeah.
Who do you
Also,
got?
by the way, Edge's haircut terrible.
I actually
Um,
like it. I mean,
yeah,
I don't wish he cut his hair, but like, it actually looks good on him though. I would be
terrible
like,
cut. Terrible cut. He should have just went back with like the what he had last time when he cut his hair short. Because this shit just looks it look he got the
it
real
fits him. It
haircut. It's
fits him. It
bad.
fits him though. It fits his
Bad.
character.
I
That's why I
guess.
like it. But
I
the
guess.
real haircut.
He got the real haircut.
Yeah.
She joined and he went to her barber.
Yeah.
He said, "Where you got the cut? All right, let's go."
Like it's like one of those memes like, you know, Rhea Ripley, say less.
Yeah,
Like that
facts.
going. Yeah.
But yeah, I got Judgment Day too. I think it just makes sense and like you said, it solidifies them as like a threat. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's not just like a little group that's just hanging around. And that
Yeah.
would be cool to add Champa. I think that makes sense. Now, would you put Edge as like in a full manager role? Would you
I
still
was
have
gonna
him
say
wrestle?
like I was gonna say maybe have
Like,
him
does
wrestle
he
here and
turn
there,
into Christian?
like
Like when
yeah,
they
maybe that,
need
like
him, he comes in for like trio men's matches or like
maybe like I would if not that thing, maybe have him go like make him just go like for like a main event run again, make
got
him
you.
be like that type of thing. But I wouldn't mind if he's just like manager mostly, have him wrestle here and there, not often, kind of like a Christian Cage, like you
Yeah,
said. Just don't make him wrestle a lot. Just make him like the other three, the more important ones. And then
facts.
because he did say once on a Raw that he wants to add more members, so I wouldn't be mind if he just add more focuses on them. Not
Yeah,
like
I
too
hope it's
much.
not. I hope it's not too many.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then maybe like two more people and that's it. So that way it's like
yeah,
a cool faction, not like a Nexus where the Nexus was different, but you know what I mean. Not like
yeah.
a giant faction. Just
I th-
maybe
I think they should add a tag team.
yeah, maybe a tag team and then maybe another female superstar. But tag team definitely. But I
So
just
you,
don't know who. Maybe they'll
yeah.
call
So you
somebody
have
up from
like
NXT.
everybody in a group trying for a title.
Yeah, like you have one main event guy, Damian Priest, the US, Rhea Ripley women's, and a tag team, and probably that's
Yeah,
it. And
exactly.
that's who I'll
Nah,
probably
yeah.
get.
Judgment Day reminds me of a lot of
House of Black.
no, I wasn't it kind of like but kind of chill more. But they remind me more of like the ministry, like the Undertaker's ministry
Oh
that
yeah,
he just
yeah,
had like a group of guys that he was just like dark and shit. I feel like that's what is like Edge's what you call that inspiration. I think that's
yeah,
why he keeps wearing the black and purple. I think that's why, especially that he started in the ministry. I think is kind of cool to.
yeah.
I
Like,
like to
and
think
then
that that's
and
the
him with the
inspiration.
brood, so it's like he
Yeah,
knows how to be
exactly.
dark too. So it's like
Yeah, so it makes sense.
yeah, and then the perfect people to even join it too. I mean, I
Yeah, they.
hope it's like a I don't want it to be like a too big of a faction, like I said, like a Nexus or a Bullet Club type of faction, but like at least a faction where it's just like I would say maybe a tag team, and maybe another singles person.
Yeah,
So that way he doesn't have to compete for the world title, maybe.
facts. Yeah, but this
I, yeah,
they're doing great though. I think this is
yeah,
one of the best things going on right now.
yeah, yeah. I fuck with it. So yeah, I got Judgment Day too.
Yeah, same here. Makes
Next match,
sense.
yeah, makes sense. I wouldn't. It would be stupid to make them lose. Next match on the card, triple threat Raw Women's Championship: Bianca Belair, Asuka, Becky Lynch. Um, I think Bianca retains.
I don't see her losing it.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't see her losing
I
it.
wish Asuka can get the belt back, but it's not the time to take the belt off of Bianca.
Yeah, the stars aren't aligning. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I hope that it leads to a Bianca and Asuka singles match because that's
I'm
something that
hoping. I thought
yeah,
that's what we were getting
that's what I
here,
thought too.
and
That's what I
then
thought
they
too.
added her in. They added her in. I forgot who did she beat Oscar?
I think yeah, I was
That was
either
like if you beat somebody, you could join and
yeah the
become a triple
match
threat. I think it's an
yeah.
Oscar. So Oscar
I
beat her. She got her win back.
I hope it leads to like I said, for Money in the Bank, maybe a singles match between them two. Be like, oh, I still want that singles match, or maybe it leads to like maybe Bianca Becky one more time, and
What would
then
yeah? What
at
would be
SummerSlam, it's like
cool?
I never got that chance against Asuka. I want Asuka at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
Like she challenges her because she wants that match and challenge herself to see if she could beat her.
yeah.
And then maybe something happens there. I don't know.
Like I think it would be cool. Like if like during the match, Oscar has Becky beat, and right before she goes to like pin her, Bianca grabs her from behind and just I forgot the name of her move. Um, hits it and then 1, 2, 3, and it was like she was distracted. She didn't know what was going on. She had Becky beat. She was gonna be the champion. You know what I mean? So this then leads up to the singles match. I think that would
Yeah,
make the most sense.
yeah. I
And
think
then
that
you
would.
also keep um Becky strong by her not getting pinned, even though you could let her get pinned, but they're trying to keep her strong,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. And Becky. What are they calling her now? I don't even know what they're calling her now. It's like too
The
many nicknames.
wizard.
Oh yeah, I saw that line. I saw that. She was like, "Oh, I'm just a wizard," and then she
Because I'm
tagged
a
Jericho.
wizard.
Yeah. Oh god, if they use that now, man, people would be upset on Twitter.
Yo,
That would be insane. But yeah, I got Bianca winning this. I think it's not the right time to take it off her, like the theory thing we
Yeah,
mentioned before.
it's too early.
Yeah,
Too early, and she's killing it right now.
yeah,
She
and
deserves it.
she deserves another great run. I think
Yeah,
everyone from now on should be great for her.
definitely.
Um,
Especially
es-
after the last one.
and then I think they're building a great
After how that shit
division.
ended.
Yeah, and I don't want that to happen again, but I think they're
No,
still
no
building a
shot.
great division outside of her. Like they're still doing Alexa Bliss, Sonya Deville, maybe, Dewdrop is kind of getting better, even though she's not really doing much either.
Yeah,
But if they build a great division outside of the main title picture, I think they should be fine.
big
For the
facts.
future with challengers.
Yeah.
Last match, the only Hell in a Cell match in the card.
Time out.
Cody,
So the title's not defended, right?
it is defended. The wait,
The
what
the
the
world
ropes?
title.
Oh
No, right?
that's,
Okay.
no,
No,
it's
that's
not
what I was
defended.
asking. World title's
I
not
thought you meant
defended.
for the Roman
No,
Championship.
no,
No,
no, no.
but the Roman's not competing
Okay.
as of right now. I mean,
As of right
SmackDown
now,
still
but
hasn't
I don't
happened.
think he would. It's
Yeah,
hella. I think he's this new deal that he got is gonna be certain pay-per-views. But
yeah,
he's gonna be full time, but he's not gonna fight every pay-per-view.
yeah. I
Because
think
and also
certain ones
why just put a match just to put a match? If there's nothing going on right now, just leave him off the card.
exactly,
And you're
exactly.
selling it right now, especially with the Rollins and Cody Rhodes thing.
Yeah, who do you got winning that match? Rollins, Cody Rhodes. I got
Sadly,
Rollins. I got Rollins.
you got Rollins?
I think
Holy shit.
I think he's gonna do something and to win. Maybe he's gonna cheat to win or just go off on Cody Rhodes. Like just he has his anger built up against him. We saw it, like we talked about before. He
Yeah,
has anger in him. He wants to beat up Cody Rhodes, especially after competing in Hell in a Cell against Edge last year at the Saudi Arabia event.
that was a crazy ass match.
Exactly. I think it's gonna be a great match again, but I think Rollins is gonna get the win this time, and then just be like,
Ooh.
I know Cody's returned. I know he should get a lot of momentum. I know people are not gonna like that pick that I just made, but I think that Rollins just should get a win and then just have it done and end it right there. Like
I
don't even talk again. Like, go face to face again. Don't even maybe just cut one promo, but then just go into a completely different feud. Just forget it happened, but just give the win to Seth so that way it can mean bigger deal for him. You know what I mean?
yeah. I agree. I think Seth deserves this win, especially after the year he's had.
Yeah, he's got to get something. He's got to give
But
him a win.
but sadly, I think it's gonna be Cody. I think with this win, hopefully the storyline's done. Because I feel
Yeah,
with Rollins winning just adds more to the storyline.
yeah.
It's gonna
I
I would
understand why.
I would love for Rollins to win. Trust me. It would be amazing if Rollins could win and they
But
could
it's
just
no
drop
one's gonna
this.
see it coming though. No one's gonna see it coming,
No,
especially if
that's what I'm
it's
saying. I think it
yeah,
would be I want Rollins to win.
yeah,
But I think it's gonna be Cody because of that. Like the last win, that's
yeah.
it. I've beaten you. That's the
No
end of
more,
it.
and he refuses to challenge Cody again. Be like, I'm not doing this. Like I've
Yeah.
already beat you. I did my job. I'm on to
Because
the next.
exactly. Because then let's say Rollins wins, right? He has to beat him clean. Because if he cheats, Rhodes is gonna want a rematch.
Yeah,
But they can't let Rhodes lose cleanly. You know what I mean? Because it's Cody.
yeah,
I would love for Rollins to win, but my mind is telling me personally, I'm saying Rollins. In my
yeah. Personally,
mind,
I'm wrong.
business wise, I'm thinking Cody because of that to end the storyline. And also they want Cody to be as strong as possible.
Yeah,
But I
I
feel like you could lose sometimes, homie. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
He can like
You
he's
could
like
lose.
you mentioned it before. He's not going to be a Goldberg. It's Cody Rhodes.
No.
You
Yeah.
said it. He can lose a match. It's not going to matter a single bit. Like yes, he
Exactly.
returned. He had his WrestleMania moment. He had his WrestleMania Backlash moment. It's Hell in a Cell,
You gotta let
and
him
it's against
lose
and it's a
and
third.
clean.
Yeah, it's not going to be a big deal. It's a loss. People lose. People win. That is literally the point of the sport and any sport.
Facts.
You're gonna win some and you're gonna lose some.
Exactly. You know
It's
what,
you're
Nick?
not gonna.
Just for that, I'm switching it.
Yeah,
Rollins all the way.
exactly.
Fuck that
Thank
shit.
you, thank you, thank you for
Rollins all
choosing
the
my side.
way. Storyline done.
Exactly,
Because
and then you just
or
go on
he
to the
could
next
come
one,
out and challenge Seth, and Seth's like, I'm done with you.
or like,
I beat you
or
fair and square.
I'm gonna throw something out here right now.
Let's see what
Not gonna
happened.
happen. I know it's not gonna happen, but I kind of is based off news that came out this week. Have you heard? Have you heard about possibly. I know this 95% not gonna happen, or 99% not gonna happen.
Possibly what?
A return of Bray Wyatt.
I
That's what I
thought you
think.
was gonna bring that up.
I because he did
Now,
post
what would you have
something.
happen though?
I would just have the
Help?
lights go off, turn back
Oh, at the
on,
end of the
set
match?
to help Rollins win, or
I
after the
think
match, or
I
after the
think after,
match.
because then
Yeah,
that wipes away the storyline.
yeah, that
If
wraps
you
away. It's
have
like, oh
somebody
shit,
else in it, yeah, that
like
wipes away
you don't
him
even
and Cody.
you don't even do his like little jingle that happen that screechy thing that he does.
Yeah.
When he just make it go black.
Down, down,
Yeah,
down.
just don't even do
Yeah.
that. Just make it go black. Lights go off. Lights go back on, and then you have Cody confused, like what just happened. It
Yeah.
will get people to think like, "Oh shoot, is that actually Bray Wyatt?" But they didn't play his jingle, so it may
Yeah.
not be him. It may
I
be
didn't
somebody
play his
else. We're not.
jingle.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah.
So
That would
then
be
we gotta
sick.
tune into Raw. I'll be like, "Oh, something like something went dark last night." Just haven't mentioned briefly like something happened at the end of the match. Don't know what that was. Maybe you have just Cody to cut a promo, completely ignoring it the next night on Raw. Then
Yeah.
you have Bray Wyatt come out after to
Nah, yeah,
attack it.
that would be
Because
fire.
it'll be a great feud for both of them. Like you
You think?
said, it's not gonna hurt either one
Yeah, exactly.
because
You
both of
think?
them are officially returned. I think it'll be a great feud for both of them equally.
Definitely.
Cody, I don't think Cody should go for the title immediately. Not this year,
No,
in my opinion.
I think you
Definitely
gotta give it
should
to
win
him,
it.
homie.
Like maybe
That's
definitely next.
why. That's why I said
Definitely
that
next.
tournament. That's why I said you got
I
stripped.
mean, like depending on how long they book this next feud for. Let's say if it goes like another like 5 months, like they did with this one.
Yeah, cause
I don't know.
yeah,
But if it goes on to like SummerSlam, the end of that SummerSlam, then okay, I would I would be okay.
I feel you.
Maybe you have Cody win Money in the Bank. I don't know. It's to give him a win,
That's what people were saying. Yeah,
and then you have him face Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam. Nothing to do with the World Championship yet. You have him lose, but he's still got the Money in the Bank.
yeah.
He
He's
has something.
already he's
Yeah.
booked strong. Yeah.
So
You think
that's not
why
going to come from there.
you think why would come back to WWE?
His tweets kind of said so, and they pointed something back. Like his name on Twitter is like Bray, or like it was like Wyatt 6. Why would he use Wyatt again?
That is true.
Like he's Wyndham. His real name is Wyndham. He's probably gonna go by Wyndham. Why would he
Yeah.
use Wyatt out of
Why?
all
Yeah.
names?
Facts.
He's
I
creative
really.
enough to think of a new name. Like I
I'm
don't think.
not even gonna lie. I I psyched myself out. I was talking like this is back to Double or Nothing. I was like, wow, how cool would it be if Wyatt showed up, right?
I miss
Like
that guy, man.
if he showed up tonight.
I
Like
miss
how
him.
crazy would that be? Oh, I miss him. I
Yeah,
was like, how crazy would that be if he shows up right like tonight, drawing something.
yeah,
And then we're watching the show, and during the House of Black match,
yeah, yeah.
the lights hit. Cause I told my brother, I said, you know how dope it would be if the lights just went off? His
And then it
video, like
happened.
a video of him played with like just a lantern or some shit. It's just like Vegas, I'm here. And then just ends up in the ring. I'm like, that shit would be fucking sick. Watching the House of Black match, a group that would make so much sense for him,
Yeah,
and the lights shut off, and I said, no fucking
yeah.
way.
You go.
Get out of here.
Uh,
And then I totally forgot about the Julia Hart storyline,
yeah, me
which was
too. I
finally
forgot
got
about that.
payoff, which was dope as fuck. But now that you
Yeah,
bring up Bray, I just needed to tell that to you because at
yeah,
the
yeah.
moment I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Because
But that
I think he.
shows how much I missed the guy because I need to see him
I
wrestle.
forgot what
He
he
needs to
said
come back.
I forgot what he said in the tweets. I think I'm gonna look it up right now, but I think he said something about like. Let me just pull it up
He needs to come back and he needs to go to WWE because they need him.
because
They need him.
like I
I
said,
would
his
love to see
name.
him wrestle anywhere else. I would love just to see him wrestle. But
Yeah,
right now in the landscape of wrestling, WWE needs him the most. Right now there's not a lot for him to do if he goes anywhere else. But also WWE has fucked him up in the past
yeah,
a bunch of times. He is up there with Dolph Ziggler, in my opinion, of the most fucked up characters that they've
yeah,
done
yeah.
because they didn't know how to manage Ziggler. Ziggler, I still think is one of the best. Is he the best wrestler? No, but he can talk, he can sell, he's a pretty damn good wrestler,
Yeah.
and people like him.
And
You know
so
what I mean?
as I brought up the Twitter thing,
Yeah.
his
Go
name
ahead.
is Wyatt6. He changed his username to Wyndham6. So why is he using 6? What's the month are we in right now? June on the calendar is the number 6. What's next Monday? June 6th. If you add up the year 2022, 2 plus 2 plus 2, it is 6. Kind of puts everything together. And in his Twitter bio, he goes, "Begin again, kid. It's what you do." What if he starts again in WWE? Why again? He should have said begin, start over, or begin. He said specifically begin again. If it's again, he's probably going back. I could be completely wrong, but
Or begin again, meaning start in a new place
he could have just
again.
said start over, not begin again. You know what I mean? It's starting
I
over. That's what a lot of
guess.
people say when they leave is start over.
Yeah, that is true. My whole thing is that like I don't see him going back to WWE.
Yeah,
It's
man,
where
this.
he should be, but I just don't see it happening because of the
Yeah,
way that they just fucking treated him. And just
yeah.
like not only with Husky Harris, which I don't think anybody could make that
I
gimmick
would.
work.
Yeah,
Then he came with the Wyatt family, did amazing work.
big
Then
glow
they
up.
then they broke him up. He was still killing it. He did the thing with Orton. Then he did the stuff with Matt
Yeah,
Hardy, and he kept killing it. They took him off TV. Then he came back with one of the most terrifying characters in
in wrestling.
wrestling,
Yeah,
which reminded me kind of like Undertaker, that
yeah.
it was scary. He has supernatural powers, which, by the way, where I think we've talked about this before. Where the fuck did Undertaker's superpowers go? In the 90s, he has superpowers that he could just do that shit, and lightning was striking shit. That shit went away, I guess, as he got older.
I guess. Yeah.
But
That's what I was
I just
saying.
needed to
He
bring
got
that up.
old. He got
Yeah,
old. That's
but
what it was.
but I remember
Right.
that because Bray came out, he started doing. He had like the supernatural powers. I was like, this is sick. This reminds me
Yeah.
of old school Undertaker. And
Yeah.
then they just didn't know. They kept having him lose and look stupid, and it was like, what are you doing with this guy? Like,
Yeah.
you have so much potential. Then at the last Mania that he was at, actually his
Made him
last
lose.
match,
Yeah, his last match was like,
made him lose, gave his whole gimmick to somebody else, and like just was like, what the fuck?
yeah, it was so
It
dumb.
was so weird.
Yeah.
And then so like for him to come back, he either has to be like, I fucked up and like you guys got it this time. You know what I mean? Maybe he had some type of say and he kept saying no to shit. I don't know.
I don't know.
But for him to go back, I feel it has to. They either pay him a lot of money, or he just wants to wrestle again.
or he just wants to do, yeah, like, or he wants to do something again. It's just
Yeah,
not like it's like
because
we could work something out where we both can agree on certain things, and
yeah,
I'll be open to doing that.
exactly. Because I'm
To where it's like
sure,
it should be like 50-50. Like we got to meet in the middle somewhere.
yeah,
You
because
know?
I'm sure other wrestling companies hit him up to see
Oh, of course,
what's going on.
of course.
Because come on, if you
Why
have it,
wouldn't
you're
you? Yeah,
wilding. Yeah,
yeah. So
but
yeah, I think that's might
but
happen.
WWE is who need him the most,
Yeah,
especially right
that's
now
right.
with what they have. It's very bland. And
Yeah,
even like you said, him come back and feud with Cody be
that
ridiculous.
would be cool. That would be
And
cool.
him bringing up Stardust and bringing up his past and bringing up his father, that would be so fire.
Oh,
That would be
that would
so
go.
fire.
That would bring out the best in Cody and Bray, and both of them. Like I wouldn't. It's not going to affect either one of them. People would be like, "Oh, if
Exactly.
Cody loses, it's going to ruin his momentum. If Bray loses, it's not going to make sense." It doesn't matter. It really
Yeah.
doesn't
I
matter.
would I would still give the wins to Wyatt because
Yeah,
he's coming back and he needs that extra oomph. Cody
yeah,
don't need that. He already had a couple months of the extra oomph.
yeah. He
You
did
know what I
already have
mean?
that.
I'm pretty sure he's getting Money in the Bank,
Yeah, pretty sure.
but so he won't need the win.
Yeah.
But it would be
Yeah,
pretty dope to see that. I
yeah,
wouldn't be mad for Wyatt to come out and end the night on Sunday
yeah.
and
Or
attack
Monday.
one of them, attack both of them, something.
Yeah,
Think it would be sick. But yeah, I'm gonna say Rollins
yeah. Me
because
too.
give the man a win. Come on, come
Yeah,
on. They're taking loss after loss after loss to the
yeah.
same guy. Come on,
For real, for real.
it's
Um,
ridiculous.
yeah.
I've
Really,
been
I
saying
say
this since
Rollins too.
Mania, homie. since Mania.
Past 2 months.
Even before Mania, because I said Cody fucking
Since the
shows
beginning
up.
of the year.
Who would you have win? And I was very adamant saying Rollins should win. Yeah, I know you're bringing in Cody, but momentum is momentum. Him losing would it hurt? And they said, nah, we're going to put Cody. I said, cool. They said rematch. I said, now Rollins got to win. They said,
that too.
LOL, Cody.
Hand the L.
Now I said Cody, but now I'm saying full-heartedly Rollins got to win this. And I want Rollins to win.
Yeah,
it just makes sense. Can I have him lose 3 in a row to this guy?
That'd be like 5 at that, like 5 losses in a row.
Like yeah, it would. And I get it. It's Cody. You're trying to build him up. He don't need it though. He don't need to build it up. Everybody knows who he is.
Yeah.
Everybody, you keep reminding us every week. Everybody knows how big of a moment it is when he's on TV.
Yeah.
You can have him take a loss.
Yeah.
It's okay. Everybody takes some losses.
Exactly.
Can't win them all.
Exactly. I guess we could wrap up the end of the card right there.
Yeah.
Before I even ended, how did I forget this part? We're doing a viewing party.
Oh, shout out to Party on Bushwick.
Exactly. We're doing it for New Japan for AEW Forbidden Door, June 26th at Party on Bushwick. Details are on the screen as if you watch this on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Just a few ground rules. I did give that was told rules. If you're
Are you telling me there's rules?
So I was told by the bar that if you're under the age of 21, obviously you can't attend.
Yeah.
I know viewing parties typically, involve anybody, but for this, I was told if you're under 21, you cannot participate because you can't enter the bar. But you obviously tickets are free. Tickets will be in the description of this YouTube video and in our Instagram and Twitter bios.
Yes,
if they're free tickets, they literally cost nothing.
It's just really a RSVP.
Yeah, pretty much. But obviously once you get there, drinks and food are on you. But then also, if you're coming with a party, that's on you guys. That's not bad. Yeah,
this podcast is a hobby right now.
Yeah,
right?
It's really a hobby right now. We can't really afford.
Maybe later on.
Exactly.
On down the line.
Exactly. But also, what was I going to say? If you're coming with a party with 2 and plus more, please let us know as well. I think there's limited amount of tables. So if you want to come with party 2 and plus, please let us know. DM us on Instagram. Let us know. But anyways, if you want to come, like I said, free tickets in the description of this YouTube video and in Instagram and Twitter bios. And once again, Hell in a Cell Prediction episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Please subscribe. Almost at 200 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Less than 10 away. So if you're listening to this and want to subscribe, go subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Spotify. I am Nick, your host. With me is Joel. Episode 76. And we'll see you guys next time.
Catch ya.